recording in progress.
Oh, we're live.
Look at that. Look at that.
Welcome back to the Lidat podcast. As always, I am your host with the most, the connected beard. It's not weird. No, it's corny. But feel free to call me Sam, Poppy, Daddy, whatever the fuck you want to call me. As always, right here, this guy right here. Well, I'm not sure how he's gonna edit it. He could be on this side, but I think he's right here to me. The host with the most, the banana boat himself, Jose Antonio Guerrero. Introduce yourself, man. Tell me how your day is going in. Jose?
It's going great. I mean, I don't know what to say because I feel like we introduce ourselves each time and kind of nothing much changes for me. We can talk about this water. You ever heard that this is bad water?
What?
This is bad water. You ever heard that? Dasani? Like it has a bad rap.
Oh, Dasani. Yeah, Dasani. I heard.
Doesn't it have a bad rap?
Yeah, I think people make fun of Cardi B because she made a rap. This coochie wet like Dasani, something like that. And she was like, ew.
You sure it's because of that? Because it's crazy because my mom brought it. My mom brought it and she was like, and I saw it. I'm like, isn't this like the water that everyone talks bad about? I'm still gonna drink it, but I just wanted to bring it up. I'm like, I better just bring it up now before people bring it up in the comment section. Be like, what the fuck is Jose drinking some Dasani water? Ghetto water. Yeah, I'm good. I'm tremendous. There's nothing new.
Nothing new today?
Nah.
You ran over a cat, nothing at work?
Sadly, no. It's cold as shit. It's like 15 degrees. I didn't realize until I got out the house.
Well, let me introduce the podcast. Sorry, my knife just came out of work in class. Today we're gonna do a 2021 wrap up. 2021 for for Lidat. I want to say it definitely was my biggest year. 2021 for Lidat was extremely all over the place. And speaking of that, there's a lot of things I personally could have done better in 2021 with Lidat. That, most of it was circumstance. I moved from New York. The camaraderie that we had was waning a little bit. We were both going through different things at different times. You were going through trauma. I was going through moving to Texas drama, I guess. And it didn't make for the most cohesive podcast on YouTube, right? Or now, hopefully, it's something I'm gonna bring up more audio platforms. But I hope for 2022 to one, raise the quality of the podcast. That's holding myself accountable. I have pretty good material here, or I have some equipment here I could be using right now. I'm using a light. Finally, I have some good light so people can actually see me on the podcast for right now. I don't like this fucking light right here. I have to find something else what I'm going to do with that light, because I don't like the way it's reflecting off the back. I'm not sure if I just turn off the light or whatever, but I think it'd be awkward me sitting here in the dark. I'm going to be getting a new place because the area I have now, though it is nice, I want to start doing interviews in the future, right? But I'm rambling on, right? Jose is there. Let's start the conversation off with what did we do wrong in 2021? And I'll start out with you, Jose. What do you think you did wrong in 2021 in regards to that and then personal?
No, before you move on, like, do you live in like the hood area?
No, I live in a great neighborhood.
Okay, I was just wondering. I was saying, that's interesting.
Wait,
Never
why?
heard of, because you said like you want to start doing interviews, so I started guessing like, oh, maybe it's like the Bronx of San Antonio.
No, just get the fuck out. I live in a nice ass house. The issue why I want to move from here and not do anything here is because the landlord is very difficult with a lot of things. He's extremely and I've offered to pay more money for certain aspects that I would like to have, and it's like a no-go. So I said, fuck it. And I'm also spending a lot of money for an entire house to rent, and I'm basically here by myself. Right. So I figured, I'm wasting too much money doing this. I want to kind of ball out. It's not a good idea. I'm gonna get the fuck out, and I'm gonna revert back to a smaller kind of setup, like an apartment, and then from there build up. But first, I need to see how I'm gonna build a studio. I started building stuff over here. I'm trying to get certain things here. He came in to check out the house and to see the setup of how everything was and whatnot, and he was not a fan of the kind of moves I was trying to do. So,
okay, okay.
But let's hear about what you feel like you could have done better for Lidat 2021.
I mean, I'm perfect, so I don't know what to say. I'm kidding. I think definitely for me it's just I procrastinate a little bit too much. I gotta be a little more organized, and yeah, I procrastinate. I kind of just waste too much time on things that don't really matter. Like for example, like when I don't know if I talked about it before, but I was spending way too much time on my phone. Like I don't know, every Sunday I get a notification on my phone telling me how much time I spent on it.
Yeah,
it was like 10 hours, and I'm like, where did I go? How do I spend 10 hours on my
10 hours
phone?
a day. That's a lot of time.
I don't know if it's 10 hours a day. It just gives me a notification like at the end of Sunday, like, oh, this is how much hours you spend. So I don't know if it's 10 hours.
I'm pretty sure it averages out how much time you spend a day.
Oh,
like
maybe.
I used to have the same notification, and during COVID time, I remember I was like averaging like 12 hours a day on my phone.
Yeah.
Right. There was also a point in time when I was working and I wasn't up on like Audible or Spotify as much as I am now, where I was using YouTube to listen to a lot of like audio things when I was at work. Right. That I just shot my time out. You know, imagine 8 hours a day. You got about an hour ride to work and an hour ride back.
Yeah.
So jacking on my time. But continue.
Yeah. You know, I found that actually using Audible helps a lot. To like doing that or using Spotify, it shuts. I think I brought it down to like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And just kind of ignore Instagram, which is kind of annoying because I tried to ignore Instagram, but we need it in a way, right? Because I need it for exposure. But I found myself just going back to just scrolling.
You have a lot of background noise, by the way.
Let me see something.
They're pretty loud.
Okay.
Oh, well, why are you doing that? Why are you fixing or whatever going on? Yeah, 2020 was.
Can you still hear them?
Barely. It's kind of like super far back, but you can kind of still hear them.
Okay, that's really the best I could do right now.
Okay. Continue what you're saying.
But yeah, I guess being more organized, stop procrastinating, wasting time. And kind of just setting up kind of time slots and kind of give myself a timer. That has been helping me a lot, honestly. Just doing that so far. So yeah, it's for the podcast.
Okay, what do you think that you failed, not towards the podcast, I guess for 2021? What do you think you didn't do good enough for yourself for 2021? What do you think you slacked on a lot? Let's move away from the phone. Let's look at it, maybe not a goal, but something you kind of wanted to happen, or you're just hoping something like this will happen, or whatnot. And you kind of
I guess one is photography, but I don't really blame myself like that much. What happened?
That's like 2 years
for photography.
Yeah, like 2020, you slacked off at the end of 2020 for that shit too. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I think photography, that's one, and I think one of the things I want to do, but that's more for like 2022, is just take this J3. It's a John Jewett course about nutritioning and bodybuilding. I really want to take, and I really want to learn all I can. But that's more of a goal. I haven't slacked on it behind because I haven't even started it. But that's more for the future. But yes, photography, I definitely just slacked heavily there.
What about in your financial life?
That one's kind of okay. That one is fine. I don't think. What do you mean? Like, any investments that I wish I made?
Yeah, investments you wish you made, or do you feel like you didn't hit the mark and the amount of money when you wanted to make this year? Anything?
Investments, no, because I wasn't really paying much attention to it. So it was not like something that was my top priority, to be honest. So I don't think I lost anything there. Money wise, I started doing Uber on the side, like Saturdays and Sundays. kind of stopped for a little bit because it's freaking tired working Monday to Friday and then Saturdays and Sundays. Just get out of the car and doing that shit. You kind of feel fucking tired. But I don't know. Money wise, everything is okay so far. So I think that hits the mark a little bit.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I guess to my follow-up question before, I guess I'll finish off what I was talking about for 2021. For the podcast, personally, yeah, we both went through a lot of things. We both got super busy around the same time, right? There was some technical issues here and there. It made it virtually impossible. And on top of that, I moved from New York to Texas, right? But there was still there was an issue even before that, because I was going from the Bronx all the way to Queens once a week, sometimes even twice a week. And it was about, to my house to your house was a 2-hour ride, and then back was another 2-hour ride. So I was basically spending about half a work day just traveling. And that's not to mention that sometimes our podcast would go for an hour and a half or 2 hours. So about 6 hours is already down the drain for the investment for the podcast. And I feel like I'm on my side. On my side, I could have done more with editing, more with promotion, more with getting the brand the way I actually want the brand to be, right? So those are things that I look at. I'm like, okay, these are things I can focus a little bit more on. Also, I think that's it for about 2021. Let's talk about 2022. What are hopes and dreams you have for 2022? What is a goal you have set in mind?
Honestly, just to start small, I just want to just upload once a week. Like I would do like yeah, like we could be like, oh, we want to do it 3 times a week and 4 times, and that can definitely be something that we aim for. But if for the next year we just do it once a week, to me that's gonna be a big big step up. If we're doing more, that's great.
We did that in 2020 essentially.
Yeah, but I think we stacked up. But that's what I mean. I kind of just I don't want to say, oh, let's do it 3 times a week. But things are gonna happen. I think if we just kind of start slow, once a week minimum. If we do 3 or 2, amazing. I salute. But for me, it's just at least once a week. That's all I really need. I'm happy for it.
Well, I do feel that an issue we have had in 2021 and especially around the end of 2020, right, was that we do not communicate with each other outside of the podcast. And I think I brought it up to you plenty of times that, I think I've offered a solution that if something's coming up that week and we can't record a certain day, we can record twice on one day or twice, or pick a different day so we can have the podcast ready to go and you can go by your things. Or we can record more videos early, especially like around the holidays, but no one's going to have time to record. We can record a couple videos back to back to back. And they don't have to be long videos. They can go, our podcasts usually go for like an hour and a half. We can cut it down to an hour, 45 minutes one, and then 45 minutes for the other. And it's basically a full podcast, but split into 2 sections. That was easily an option that could be done. But I feel like the communication between me and you is not as good as it was in 2020.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could just set up maybe a day on like a Saturdays or Sundays, so we can we can just discuss topics before we get online. Because during the week, the problem is that obviously you and me working during the morning, and then when we record, it is kind of like I'm just getting home from work, taking a shower, getting ready, preparing, yada yada yada, and then we kind of just ready, set, go. So maybe what we could do actually, I'm pretty sure on what's this app on Notes, I'm pretty sure we can kind of link a certain like long notes page.
Yeah, we
can just call it topics. So whenever you have time, you see a topic online, just put it there. You don't have to like discuss it. We can just put it there, and then maybe at the end of the day, hey, look, let's do a podcast. I hope you go check notes real quick. Maybe check it out for 5 minutes, and then kind of move from there.
And we'll record. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Do you have any questions for me personally?
No, I mean, no. I mean, we know what we gotta do at this point. I don't know. Like, I think we just gotta be more organized. So we just prepare a little bit earlier, and that's it.
Okay.
You want me
No,
to
I
ask you
meant
something?
like for 2022. What are? I'll just go, bro.
Oh, I thought you meant the
For
podcast.
2022.
I thought we were
Man,
talking
this
about the
guy
podcast.
is bad at potting. You are a bad potter.
I thought we were still talking about the podcast, and I was like, we were doing. What do you mean? What do you want? I don't know. Like,
It could be any questions, but yeah, we'll still talk about the podcast. But
all right.
you know,
When are you getting married? How and when is this happening? Is she there?
it's crazy because I was actually knowing that she stepped out to talk to a friend that's going through turmoil with another friend. But it's crazy. I was talking to someone about that today.
You're actually thinking about it?
I can't give so much details.
Hey, bro, don't let her. Don't show her Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels says you got to propose in the 6 months to a year.
Oh my God.
Yo.
Like I was saying, for me, 2022, I have a couple goals set in mind. I have a couple goals that I want for myself personally and for the pod, right? I want to drive. I don't want to say 2021, I didn't drive enough. 2020, in terms of coming up, oh, my fault about that, man. Is it still recording?
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, shit, it's me. Now you're fine. It's recording.
Okay. In terms of in 2020, I was more driving in terms of topics and in terms of always constantly be on top of the podcast getting done and whatever. Like I was so down 2020, but we had more time for everything. No one was doing shit. 2021, when things got busier, it was a lot harder for us to do the things we wanted to do. 2022, I'm expected to be the most busy I've ever been, but this year I am focused on staying busy because I am 26. I'll be turning 27 this year, and I'm starting to notice a little bit more. Being busy is better than not being busy. All that idle time that you're on your phone, that you're on YouTube, that you're just doing things that's not productive. Granted, you need to have fun when you need to have fun, right? But if you actually do want to build something, you want something to happen for yourself, you have to make things happen. You have to have a goal for the pod, because we haven't grown all last year. I want to at least quadruple our total subscribers that we have right now, right? I want us averaging thousands of more views than we averaged last year or the last 2 years. Those kind of goals that I have, right, for the pod. I would hope, and you tell me it's 6% chance of you coming down here. I would hope that you come down here, and I would hope that me and you start setting up things to talk to people down here. If not, in the event that it does not happen, I will be building. I hope to be building. I know there's no guarantees because I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I would hope to build a podcast setup and just invite friends over and just talk. Yeah. Right, friends over and just talk, and we can, it can still be on the Lidat YouTube channel. We could be like just Lidat Sam, talking, and that could be the podcast. Like it's nothing crazy, right? Because even though you won't be in the podcast, Lidat is both of us. It's not just one. It's not just one of us. It's both of us, and we both can do interviews with people, and we both can record with other people, and we can both still put it on this YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So that's kind of my goal for the podcast. I have friends over here that I'd like to talk to. I have a meta individual over here that went viral on TikTok. So I would love to talk to her. To her, and how's that going on? I would love to have my future mother-in-law on the podcast too, and have her talk about her, because it's a really good story. Her journey from Mexico to over here to being as wealthy as she is now. That'll be a fantastic story. I love to talk about tech. I love to talk to Texans and ask them what they thought about me when they first met me, and they figured I was from New York. And what is the Texas view of people from New York? I love to talk about stuff like that. There's couples over here that I can talk to them. Hey man, how long you guys been together? Boom, 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 boom. What do you think kept you guys happy, and can you really, really, really go into details about it? You know, stuff like that. And then those are just episodes you can just churn out and churn out and churn out. And then there's obviously top conversations that I can just do by myself. I probably won't even have you on the podcast if it's a busy day for you, where I can just talk about things that are going on at the moment, politics or whatever my viewpoints are. So those are things I really want to adhere to and focus on and make sure I'm on top of. For me to do that, I'm going to have to obviously get more equipment, get more into the editing game, focus on audio. Our audio has been really bad for the most part. I got this light because our lighting was bad even when I was over there. Like, it's very shady all over my face. Have this facing me, so I can do I can see more clearer. People can see my face. People can see my facial expressions and understand that they can get more of a grasp of what I'm saying. I'm probably gonna start yelling at you at actually looking at the camera instead of looking at your fucking monitor.
Technically, I am looking at you. It's just silence.
You are looking at me, but looking at the camera, so the audience feel like you're talking to them, and I can feel like you're talking to me. I'm confused on whether or not you're looking at what I'm saying or not. I'm like, is he hearing me? It makes for a weird podcast, and I'm gonna be on top of it. I'm gonna be on top of it this year.
Listen, I like my angle from here. So listen, if I don't like my angle from the front side, you're not getting that angle. Just letting the audience know right now.
But when you're speaking,
well, listen, I want to look good. God damn it!
You have to. People have to see you speak. People have to see you speak, man. They have to.
It feels really weird doing this,
bro. If I talk to you like this, yeah, man, and then this is fucking retarded. Oh, you see my little bar back there?
No.
Can't really see it that much. I got like a little bar going on over there.
Oh yeah, you said you wanted to start a few.
Yeah, start a little bar or whatever. I need to buy more drinks. I need to buy a drink this weekend. I have to drink it. I just fucking put it there. What I was saying. But yeah. As far as personal goals outside of the podcast, I have the goal of obviously getting more fit. I've gained a lot of mass last year. Initially from just eating too much, now from the gym, and then plus obviously a surplus in calories. Probably drop down in the summer to see how I look, go back up during the winter, and then I think a year or two, and another year or 2 more years, I'll be exactly where I need to be at. I'll just stay there and I'll just maintain because I have no aspirations to be a bodybuilder or be the strongest guy in the world. I want to maintain that. I want to learn how to play the piano. That is something I also want to learn how to do this year, right? I already seen some keyboards. I've seen some grand pianos. I've been looking at buying. The issue is about that. I'm probably gonna wait until I move into a fucking house before I get a grand piano. Put it anywhere. But yeah, that's something I want to learn. Probably learn it on YouTube or get a tutor or something. Small goals. Fill up a bookcase. I've already read, I think last year, like 150 books. That's enough to really fill up a fucking bookcase. I just gotta buy those physical copies of the books now, or bring some of the physical copies from New York and just fucking. That's what I put on my Instagram today. Hey man, do you guys like books as a gift? I was surprised by how many people said yes. I was also surprised how many people said no. So that was worth knowing.
A lot of people said no, or a lot of people said.
A lot of people said no.
Oh.
But I'm not sure if they're gonna see this podcast. I don't think so, but I wasn't surprised by who said no, because the people that said no are like not people that you have profound conversations with. They're not people that's gonna be like that's gonna say something that's like, "Wow, I never thought about that way." You know, these are guys that kind of like, or these are people because it is guys, but there's other people. These people that kind of go, "Yeah, I mean, it's the sarcasm for me, like people that say shit like that, or just like jocks, man, yeah, man, dude, stuff like that. Like it's not really surprising. But yeah, I think
the way you said that, I thought it was gay people. Because you were like,
there was gay people in there. One person at least.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There you do. He's like the superhero of gays.
No, I know who it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. More podcasts. Also, while you're over there, you have the opportunity to also do interviews as well. You can talk to people, and you can for instance, an interview with your mom would fucking smash. That shit would be amazing. And you can ask her things that you might have never even knew. I'm serious. On some off of the joking shit. If you would ask her stuff, how did she actually do it? Because you think you know how she did it, but you might not know how she actually did it. How did she do it? Bringing 2 boys to America and then making it work to the point where she's out of all the social systems that help her, and now she owns the bottom half of a house over time. That's a great conversation that can happen, because stories like that are what's gonna influence the next generation. It's like, wow, if this person can do it, I can do it too. You know what I mean?
The reason I was laughing is because I mean, I guess this could be a little side topic, but when you were younger, you ever get roasted by your family?
Of course.
Yeah, because
I think the only problem was I was funnier than they were.
No, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I think the other day we were all just chilling in the living room, and my little cousin, like he doesn't have the hair that we have. We have good hair, right? So I brought it up to him. He's like,
you're talking about the brown guy, right? The like super Dominican looking guy.
No, that's another one. He's like 4 or 6 on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's really young. So I look at him. I'm like, damn, what the hell happened to you? We have this whole family full of good hair, and you look at you all messed up. Like, are you even one of ours? And we all start laughing. And I'm like, that's kind of fucked up thing that I just said, but nobody checked me on it. Maybe that's why I am the way I am, like I can take, because I was roasted before. I wonder if that's why, other people are like that, because they're being violated their whole lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just the side note.
Stuff, man. Generational stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I brought it up. But yeah, it will be an interesting conversation. So will get me tired that time.
Is there anything you want to add about what you want to do personally for yourself in 2022? I kind of have like a little roll on.
No, like just I would like to take more pictures, because it kind of pains me a little, because I get a lot of messages from people just random and be like, hey, do you still take pictures? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And they just give me like really big compliments on my pictures, and I just show them a bunch of pictures that I have on catalog that I've never showed. They were like, wow, that looks amazing. It gives me like Batman vibes. I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, but I just never showed them because they were not up to my standards at that time. I mean, none of them ever are.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's definitely one thing.
That is the thing. That is something I noticed about pursuing art, right? Is that when you make art, sometimes it's never up to your standards. Because I've often noticed when we do these podcasts that while I'm doing the podcast, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the podcast, and I feel like it's good. And then I hear the podcast and I hear myself.
You hate it.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I saying? I sound so stupid. I sound so silly. I don't know who's that guy even on screen. I started this much. Oh, I spit this much. I'm that corny, and this is it's the reality of it.
Yeah, you overthink a little.
Also, I've been writing for instance. I've started writing about 7 books ever in my life. I've never completed chapter 1. I've never completed chapter 1 because I got so drawn into the idea of just creating the book and how the mechanics of the world works and whatnot, to the point where I built something so massive, I forgot to write the story.
Yeah.
The world is so massive, I forgot to write the story. And at that point, I lost what the story was supposed to be. Also, is with writing bars, for example. 2016, I want to say 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. When that time, I was super into hip hop. I was super, 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 super into hip hop. I have hundreds of bars written down. No, I got thousands of bars written down. I have hundreds of like little verses written down inside my phone. And I've never recorded myself. I have never recorded any of those verses, not one time. Only verse I've ever recorded was in Connecticut at a friend's of mine's house, and it was a freestyle. But I've never recorded anything I've ever written.
Did you hated it after you heard yourself?
Yeah, that's the thing. But the bars are crazy. I've written some crazy bars, but that's the thing. And and that's coming from someone that I listen to a lot of rap, and a lot of people that I find super compelling in rap, like Hove, like M, like Kendrick, like Tech 9, like people that can actually like break shit down. I feel like I don't want to say I ran things to their standards, but I ran things that if I heard someone else say it, I'd be like, God damn. But I'm like, okay, that shit is like, there's no denying the bar I just wrote.
Yeah.
But for some reason, whenever I say it, whenever I try to deliver it, it was never how I envisioned it within my brain.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly what you mean because this is podcast I listen to a lot. It's and he does it through Zoom too. He has like all his friends, his bodybuilding friends, they're through Zoom, and they're hilarious. But they make a joke out of it because every single time they finish recording, he texts them like, "Hey, do you think it sucked? Do you think that maybe we said this that we should have not said? Do you think that maybe we should delete this? Do you think we should restart everything?" And they're like, "Don't worry about it, just post it." And it always ends up being great, but he hates it.
Wait, you talking about the podcast?
Yeah, it's another podcast that I watch.
I still have yet to see your other podcast.
No, not the other podcast that I do. I'm talking about the podcast that I listen to.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bodybuilding podcast, and he has all his friends, and they all have a lot of fun. But the main guy hates it. Every single time he texts them, telling them, "Hey, should I delete it? Should I delete everything? Because I didn't like the way I sounded, or I said something really stupid." And yeah, so he overthinks the whole thing. But the podcast, it always does great. Everyone always loves it. So I know exactly what you mean because I do feel like that, and I know that he feels the same way. It's like
yeah.
That's why I started adopting the whole thing that you freaking hate when I used to say just do it, don't think.
Yeah.
I used to say it's what I told myself when I posted pictures on Instagram. Because every single time I posted a picture on Instagram, I fucking hated it. I overthought about it. I was like, I didn't like the lighting. I didn't like the angle that I took it. I should have moved back. I should have switched lenses, all that. And I just kept telling myself, just post it, kind of just do it, post it. Don't think about it, kind of just walk away by it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if not, you're not gonna get anything done. So that's what I realized for me personally. But yeah, it's just photography and then kind of take the course of nutrition course. That'll be really fun to me. I'm really excited about doing that. If I can do that.
Those are only two things you're looking forward to do in 2022?
Yeah, I just can't do with doing multiple things.
What about the podcast? Do you have any goals or things?
Yeah, of course, the podcast I want to be. Well, the podcast
outside of doing it once a week or whatever. Is there something that you want to bring this year that we might not have done before?
If I could, I really love to. I would love to bring a girl over, like you said you wanted to. When we're having the conversations about females, that is something because
we need that so bad, bro.
I think that's an amazing idea because I think definitely the market, when it comes to YouTube, I think that it's missing that a lot. I think it's just a lot of podcasts of kind of men talking to men, and not a lot of men talking to women or having an actual discussion at times.
The thing is, we need a funny girl.
The problem is the girls are not funny.
No, there's some girls. Like,
I'm just making a joke because I know
Elbo's kind of funny.
I'm just making a joke.
And she has a decent following. She's kind of busy being pregnant.
Yeah.
Elbo would have been a good choice, but I don't know if we would be able to get her on a schedule for it. I doubt it. And that's the thing. It'll be hard unless we're able to I think if we go to podcasts, we eventually be able to employ someone. I want to focus on growing it. I would hope this year we can definitely get up quadruple where we are right now. Right now we're at, I don't even say the number of subscribers, but it's not high at all. We're in the tens.
Yeah, you know something that I heard too is that I think we gotta learn a little bit more of the meta of YouTube. Not only the simple stuff like when to post, but there's a lot of other things that are going on in the background when it comes to the analytics and what it picks up. Yeah. Right. For example, like the word.
I've thought of ideas. When we're done with this whole thing, there's something I do want to talk about, how we can actually work that. I have thought about it. Yesterday, we were supposed to talk about ideas of things we want to do for the podcast. We didn't get a chance to. We were both busy yesterday. Me with school and you with certain fitness things that you were pursuing and whatnot. But definitely after this podcast, we can literally sit down, chop it down, and break down what's the plan. What's our plan? What the fuck, man? What's our plan for how we're gonna get this done?
Yeah, there was something else I was gonna say, but I completely forgot about it. It was important, so I guess I'll text you or. Yeah, do your thing.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Disconnect to iCloud, so all the calls will come in here. Apologize to the viewers. That won't happen again after today. I'm gonna find a way to fucking fix that shit.
It's disconnected. Yeah, I forgot what I was about to say, but I'll bring it up whenever it comes back.
What?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add to the podcast? I think
No,
we did a good episode.
I forgot what I was supposed to say. Really forgot. Pissed me off. Supposed to be a good point. I'll come back. Whatever. Yeah. You want to finish it here or?
Yeah, I want to finish it here because
Okay.
it seems like some things is going to keep getting interrupted for a little bit.
No, I already told him to stop.
It's going to keep it. You can probably edit this out, please.
I will.
Right here.
All right.
This has been the Lidat podcast. I feel like this has been probably the best podcast we've done all year for a reason.
I like the last one a lot more. We had a lot of fun conversations. Yeah, I thought we had fun.
We could throw that up.
You know,
I do think we should throw this one up first. I think we should throw this one up first because it's more of a closure to last year. Throw this one up first. You can cut this part off of. This has been a Lidat podcast.
Oh, you know what? Actually, side note, I have to say this. I think and honestly, what I'm going to do is that I am going to, whenever the podcast is done recording, I'm going to give my brother like the notes or the timestamps, and I want him to do the editing. Because I'll be honest with you, now that you brought up the whole listening to the podcast, one of the reasons I don't listen to the podcast is because I hate listening to it back. And a lot of the times I'm editing it and I'm like, you know what? I can't watch these things, and I just walk out. So I think I'm just gonna let him do the whole fucking thing and I upload it. Or he'll do it. I want to be away from it because it's not gonna get done. I just gotta, shit.
He'll edit it. I'll come up with the title. Like he'll edit it. He'll probably send it to me. I'll come up with the title, and then or he can put it on YouTube on Not Discover.
A private, yeah.
But have it for premiering at a certain time, on a certain day, and then I'll put the title and I'll put the tags and everything. I'll put the description. I'll handle that.
Okay, got you. All right, so. Yeah, it's been the podcast. It's gonna get better. I'm about to send you let's do the notes things because I have a couple of topics as they come on. Yeah, pieces.
I think this year's gonna be a good year.
Let's do this. Let's fucking do this. Oh, Alpha Elite. I'm not going to the Alpha Land shit. I heard some reviews. It's not what I thought it was gonna be.
I'm gonna check it out. You've heard bad things?
I heard some a lot of influencers, a lot of motherfuckers taking pictures, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to a bodybuilding gym. When I go to Texas.
Oh, that's what you heard? Okay. We could talk more. I think we should add an extra day to the podcast, talk about fitness, about fitness people.
We can do that.
Or we can do reactions. Let's finish the podcast. We'll talk about the after. All
right, bye. Deuces.
Peace out, boys.
All right.
End that shit, motherfucker.
Trying to end it. Won't stop.